obviously you guys are like, you'll see a random person who comes to the gym, these like, it's always like these dudes who want to like prove that they're like, I do compound lifts, and they're like, so they'll come in the gym, everyone knows like bench, squat, deadlift, no one knows how to do it, but they all know that that's the most important thing. They just fucking get themselves under a bar and they're, something's gonna happen, magic's gonna happen. But there's the other one that's like the true meathead gym beginner, when they fucking get up under a bar and they're like, they stand here with like completely open stance and they're like, like, it's just like, it's like, did you watch a fucking Hercules fucking documentary? Like, did you look at Greek mythology? You're like, he pressed the stones above his head. It's like, you're just standing here like in this horrible position, just like, I'm moving weight above my body. I must be getting massive. It's like, just abandon that shit, dude. Like, there's a reason why we have seated shoulder press. There's a reason why we have a seated dumbbell press. There's no need for you to really stand when you press, other than if you're using a standing press that's literally stabilizing you. So I don't have to worry about where this bar is going. Like, I don't worry if my head goes forward and I come down and hit my face or I lean back too far, because on a standing press, there's no bar and I can walk right up in it. So my chest is right here. There's no bar and I just press right ahead, as we know, right? But beginners don't know that apparently. I was informed of that the other day. So it's just like, there's all this information on the internet, and it's like, you're always talking to people like they're idiots and they've never done it before. And, oh, this person hasn't gone, like, beginners may not know this stuff and da-da-da. It's like, well, why is the beginner coming to you if you're so advanced? Do you know what I mean? Like, you're appealing to beginners. Is that all you are? Because, like, for example, the guy in the video who did the video about kicking up dumbbells, brother, you don't look like you lift weights. You don't look like you've done a hard set in your life. So what kind of advice are you giving to fucking anybody when you don't know what you're doing, right? Like, I'm sorry, at some point it comes down to like, does this person look like they do what they say they do? Do they look like they know what they're doing or not? And all the fucking science guys and the fucking nerds out there will be like, it doesn't matter. No, it does, dude. It fucking matters. In this sport, it matters. Like, to a degree. There are people who are like outliers of that. But you know what I mean? But like, it's like, it fucking matters. It matters so fucking much. But yeah, like, it's fucking, you need to abolish these lifts and understand that, like, there's another lift that's like, we'll go over it now. It's like, there's this pull downs like we talked about before, how to do pull downs, like wide grip pull down. There's always people who think, oh, pulling down behind my neck, that's what I should do. And you see them doing this, we'll fucking demonstrate it and hurt my shoulder. So there's nothing wrong with a fucking behind the neck pull down, in the sense that if you do it without a bar and you position your body the same way, it's pretty fucking good for hitting your upper back. But the thing is, for these people that do it when they don't know what they're doing, they put their head forward, their mobility's shit. This is already gonna bother me. I'm already gonna fucking regret this. So I'm gonna put my head here and I'm gonna pull down into my back and flex into my upper back and my traps and try and drive this bar down. As you can see, I'm doing everything I can to not hit myself in the head. I'm worried that this bar is gonna snap down and hit me in the head, just because I wanna engage my traps and allow my scapula to open and contract, right? But I can do that on any fucking pull down that has two prongs open, even here. If we put two different D handles on here, but if we do it over here, it's easier to see. So it's the same idea here. If I'm sitting down, imagine I have a bar across me. I'm trying to pull down behind me like everyone else. I don't need to do that anymore, because one, the bar is not fixed in this position. I'm not stuck by its range of motion. I can literally frame my arms open, lead my head forward like I wanted to, and retract my shoulders and squeeze down. And get the same contraction in my upper back and lats and rear delts as I did there. So I'm just dropping out and open. I'm not pulling down. It's not a down pull. It's opening your shoulders, opening up your bicep, arcing open your elbow, and squeezing down behind the neck and relaxing. So I'm squeezing. I can rock forward with it, and I can rock back, but my chin position doesn't change. So I never go like this. My head's always level and always forward. So I'm just pulling things around me here. It's the same shit. But for some reason, people are like, I saw fucking Tom Platz do that, or Dorian Yates do that back in 1997. You just gotta get your head out of the way. You got 3 concussions trying to do this fucking exercise, but it's gonna happen one day. It's like, not to mention, like, you can literally you could do that seated on a bench like with a cable, and you can literally take 2 cable handles again and just pull wide. It's not like the mechanism of pulling behind your neck causes something. Like it does cause contraction, but it's just like, it's the same thing if I pull out wide on something, where there's a gap just like this, right? I don't need to worry about hitting myself in the fucking head. Getting I don't know, married to these lifts that everyone say are like staple lifts, it's fucking nonsense, guys. Just find out, like, if you see like the behind the neck pull down, you're like thinking to yourself like, this is fucking weird. It hurts my shoulders and I can't feel shit and I can barely pull at any distance. It's like, you have to start thinking logically, like, is this working for me? And what muscles is this supposed to be working? How can I work them somewhere else? Because it's just fucking nonsense. It makes no sense. Like the same as a guy loading up 2 plates aside on a barbell and standing there and going, like he's fucking some type of mutant, right? Like Juggernaut pressing shit over his head. Like, it's just fucking, it's like this day and age, it's like, if that's the reason why no one's progressing in the gym, is because no one's thinking and they're being shown stupid information. So you've seen there's other influencers who do that kickback that we saw, the tricep kickback. They'll mimic that with a cable. Like it's somehow any better. So if I did that with a cable, so I put this lower, and I just wanted to get my shoulder behind my body and have the same position here, which is already awkward to begin with, and then I want to go like this. How is that any better than the dumbbell? Other than the fact that I can keep my shoulder down, now I can just extend, right? But I'm still getting no tension here. Like there's no stretch in my hamstring. It's just my hand just goes dead and I flex my hamstring out. So why wouldn't you just rock through that motion and sweep down through? What would be the point of starting my shoulder here and never moving it? Right? You're fucking locked in a position that makes no sense. And you're also inhibited by the fact that once the weight goes up, I can't hold that fucking thing there, because even if it's at 50 pounds, 60 pounds, I can't lock that shoulder back. It's fucking impossible. I'm here like, I can't push. I can't get any fucking momentum at all. So it's like you're relegated to like 10, 20 pounds. You're like, I don't know why I'm not growing, so I'm doing what the guy told me.
Someone was asking, how do you strengthen your wrist?
You gotta rotate hands though. Stranger, familiar. Stranger. I don't know. I've never strengthened my wrists before, but I mean, you could do forearm work. If forearm work would definitely benefit your wrist strength, but at the same time, like, I don't know, like, it's always something that's just come natural as you're lifting weights. Your wrists kind of accommodate to the weight you're lifting. If there's something to do with your wrist being weak on a press or whatever it might be, that's probably a key indicator that it's too heavy. So maybe lower the weight and acclimate to the fucking slowly go up in weight, as opposed to like, I'm gonna bench press 3 plates today. I've never benched more than a plate before. I'm gonna give 3 plates a whirl. It's like, and your wrists are like, because they've never had to stabilize anywhere near that weight, right? So there's all kinds of shit boxers do to strengthen their wrists. They do like fingertip push-ups, knuckle push-ups. They do all kinds of shit like flat wrist push-ups, like pushing off the ground here for mobility through their hands, like fingertips. But it's like, do you need to do that? I don't think so. You do it off a wall, so there's not as much pressure, you know what I mean, and work on like strength. You can also work on, get a gripper and work on like, just walk around all day squeezing a gripper like a meathead. You know what I mean? I don't know. But there's always it's always there. You know you're doing it every day, so
And then
just be a little more aggressive.
Someone else that's a boxer was asking, how do you grow your traps as a boxer?
As a boxer? As the same way anyone would? That's a fucking loaded question, man. Well, you do trap exercises, which there's a million videos on that if you want to watch the channel. But yeah, you just shrug work, shoulder work, anything to do with like bringing up that area. Like, it's obvious we do shrugs. There's all kinds of shit you can do. You can do bent over row shrugs, get that area moving. But I mean, if you're a boxer and you're trying to bring up your traps, I mean, a lot of the times your stance is, my shoulders are already up. I'm not gonna be, you know what I mean? Like, so if my traps are up all the time, I really shouldn't have a problem with trap engagement, I should say. Maybe it's not like huge, but I mean, you having massive traps wouldn't really be a benefit to you as a boxer, to be honest. So, I mean, it'll give you have the strength to hold your shoulders high and guard your chin and get your shots to come out faster because your arms are higher, but in general, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I'd focus more on lat development and like rotational power and shit like that before I'd focus on traps. Because I mean, at least with the lat development, you can throw harder shots. You're able to rotate better, twist through motions. Your power is going to pick up. So if you think traps are going to make you a better fighter or a stronger fighter, I don't think that's true. They're more aesthetic than anything. And they're good at like guarding your face. But this is your shoulder, so don't worry about your shoulder, even if your hands are here. I can put my arm up, I can block any way I want, but it's basically your shoulders taking the hit. I've actually never heard that before, that a boxer wanted bigger traps. Just want to have this massive neck when I walk out there and scare the shit out of these guys. I mean, it's beneficial, like, there's benefits to training traps, I guess you could say, because traps are a part of your neck for training for boxing, but like, you should focus on more like neck strengthening than actual trap strengthening. The front of your neck and like all these connective muscles in here, like doing pulls and doing whatever, doing the fucking halo thing they have now, even laying off a ring, putting a fucking plate on your head or someone holding a towel and pulling forward and pulling to the side, like that's all gonna help you more. But your head's just also gonna adjust to getting fucking hit. And your neck muscles are gonna accommodate that, being like, oh fuck, this guy gets punched in the face a lot. We need to like really engage now and start working, because we've never had a reason to do it before, right? So you'll see when guys start sparring or getting hit, they get very stiff in the neck after the next day, even if it's just like light sparring, because their head's getting jarred in positions it's not really jarred. It's like mini whiplash, you know what I mean? So there's really no way to help that other than to just strengthen your neck, doing neck strengthening shit. Hopefully as a byproduct of that, the traps grow as well. Because it's not like if my traps are high, that you hit me in the head and it doesn't jar my, you know what I mean? Like I have to take a hit here and it rattles the front of my head and I have to stabilize through my back, but if my trap's not helping me, it's not like I'm gonna walk around like this the whole time and like I'm a shell. You can't hit me anywhere, you know what I mean? Like, so, yeah, just work on strengthening your neck and do the trap work as aesthetics. These big traps are cool, but they don't serve much function. They look cool as fuck though.
With boxing training, like a lot of the conditioning is like cardio based, right? So is that like the big factor in the training muscle? And like how do you think someone should overcome that as a boxer?
Well, I mean, having a ton of muscle as a boxer is really not that great of an idea, to be honest with you. It's like you can do it.
With a heavier.
Yeah, but that's why you see that's why you see like heavyweight guys like Usyk is a little different, like monster entirely. He's a very big guy who light on his feet, like great cardio, like he moves a lot, he's in and out. That's why you see like heavier guys are just like waiting to throw a bomb. Because they know if the bomb hits, odds are the fucking fight's gonna be over, and then I can light them up, right? But like you don't see like heavyweights throwing like 7-punch combos. Like slip, bang, 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 bang. Like it's like they're not Mayweather and Pacquiao. So, I mean, you need enough muscle to basically have the body function and be explosive and be like able to take the beatings, withstand the work. Like, but the muscle that you see on these boxers when they're ripped is usually just an issue of like how lean they are and the conditioner and the muscles they built through actually boxing. There's guys that train with weights and I think they definitely should. And I think weight training would help a lot of boxers, especially with like rotational stuff and like developing power on hooks and like straight shots. If they understand how to like really effectively use their lower body, not so much their upper, but that's a story for a different fucking vlog. But yeah, like I wouldn't recommend like, I'm getting into boxing, I'm gonna get huge. It's like probably a bad idea. Just try and stay as light as you can. If you plan on being any good and having any gas tank whatsoever. When I'm boxing, it's like I'm carrying around a fucking truck behind me the whole time. Like fucking, I got like 4 solid rounds and it's time to fucking wrap her up. just get hit for a few rounds and then light up for a few rounds.
Have you seen Sam Sulek's physique recently after his cut?
I saw the video. I saw a snippet of the video with him and Cutler. And Cutler was bashing on him. He's like, you know, you're not bad for 10 weeks out, but it's like, it's time to step on the gas. It's like, that's a little bit much, Jay. Like, he's a fucking never done a show before. He's pretty good for 10 weeks out. Like, I don't think Sam should have cut his hair, though. I think he looks stupid now, but you gotta grow that shit back, Sam. You lost some of your aura on that one, man. Now you just look like some kid. Like, it's just weird. The crazy hair was the thing, man. Like, that's what got people interested, I think. I would be willing to bet if Sam didn't have that hair to start, he wouldn't be as popular. Because that hair was different, man. Like, I was like a throwback to like the Barbarian Brothers in like the 80s and the fucking Arnold and like just pumping iron, like this fucking scruffy dude with long baggy stuff on, like looks like a fucking caveman. He's just grunting out like too heavy a weight all the time and killing himself. Now it's just like you're a clean cut kid. You're just like, you got a good physique and you're gonna do what you do. And no one knows, no one can predict the future. But I mean, I think Jay was kind of ultra critical of him because you're getting assessed by a guy who's Mr. Olympia. Not the best guy to go to and like be like, hey man, how am I looking? He's like, shit. You're not Olympia. It's like, but he's not getting ready for the Olympia, Jay, so he doesn't need to be that shredded. Like, he's doing an amateur show. But yeah, I mean, I think Sam's gonna do well in whatever he does. I wish him the best. I don't really know Sam that well. I've met him a few times, but I mean, it's just a guy doing a show. It ain't anything crazy. So it's not like he has some, not to knock him, but he doesn't have some kind of crazy physique that like blows you out of the water when you see it. He's got a good physique, better physique than me. I'm 44 and washed up, but you know what I mean? Like when you see guys like Carlos Thomas Jr., you see guys like Andrew Jacked, you see guys like Derek Lunsford, you see guys like Samson. When that guy walks in the gym, you're like, the fuck is that? Like Nick Walker, like what is that thing right there? That's not fucking human. Whereas when you see Sam or guys like of his level, classic level, walk in the gym, you're like, oh, it's pretty big. He's got some good stuff going on, but not a fucking freak. Like he doesn't need help getting his shirt off. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, I wish him the best, but definitely don't ask Cutler for his advice on your physique. Dude's Mr. Olympia how many times? He should have been a little, I think he was just trying to be hard on him kind of on purpose because I don't think anyone's been hard on him. So he's just kind of being like, yeah, man, you're 10 weeks out. He's like, he has a Christmas tree in his back. He's fucking feathering in his lats. Like, he's pretty lean, dude. Like, I wasn't lean my first show like that. That's pretty impressive, man. He's just shitting on the kid. Like, oh, well, you know, sorry. Like, he's just mad because he's got more followers, makes more money. Like, gotta knock him down a peg or two. Take it easy, Sam. Talking to Mr. Olympia over here. My next, I'll rant about this and then we'll be done. So there's basically, this is a public service announcement. Another one for you guys. You're gonna really love this one. I just want to put everyone on notice that if you're a content creator in the fitness space, maybe any space, I just want to give you guys a heads up. Your life is going to drastically change soon. Because this shit is going to run out. So all you guys that sell programs and you do all this shit on the internet and you fucking create these stupid videos like review videos and like fucking reaction videos and all this stuff, like that shit is dying. I don't know how to break that to everybody. Like they think it's not because they're inundated with it, but no one's making money from it anymore. Like no one's making money. I'm not making money off my YouTube. I don't use my YouTube to like support my life. I don't do any of that shit. I work to support myself. I have money because I train people and because I'm a good trainer. And I care about what I do in person with the clients I train. And I've had clients for years and they keep coming back and I'm grateful for them. And I do what I love every day and I come to the gym and I actually work. I don't sit around and think about ideas of what I can film all the time and regurgitate shit and then hope that like some company is gonna sponsor my video and do all this shit. Because guys, like that shit's gonna run out so fucking fast. When people start losing interest in your stuff, sponsor gone, views down. And it's like, I gotta come up with something else. It's like, I gotta come up with something else. I saw an influencer the other day, he'll remain nameless because he's an absolute pussy, put out a book about training in 2024. A hardcover book. Who's buying that? Who's buying that? And walking through the gym like, and the guy's like talking about it, and then he's like, and there's a glossary in the back. You can go right to what you want in the back. Kind of like with a cursor on a fucking video screen, dipshit. You can click on a fucking video you wanted to see about chest and fucking click it instead of flipping back to a page and reading about it. Like who makes a hardcover book in 2024? What are we doing here? Honestly, would you ever buy a hardcover book? Like, the fucking for what? It's like, they came out with books like that back in the day, like the Arnold Encyclopedia of Bodybuilding, because there wasn't the fucking internet, guys. Like, all your content is virtual. make a virtual catalog and have it on people's phone and they can just look it up anytime. Because that's what's in their hand. No one's walking around or taking notes on their fucking, on a page and then bring it, oh, I read it in the book. Remember chapter 7? You know what I mean? Like, oh, like that's what shows you that these guys are running out of room. Like the runway is like going and it's just gonna go, like, it's been going for a long time though. So it's been good. It's been good. And then it's like, oh, we're touching down, it's dead. Because like, it's just like I said, like there's no original shit coming out. There's no one original doing anything. And then these guys are they're all whores to different brands. So I gotta whore myself out. I can't say what I wanna say. I can't do what I wanna do. I have to do this in a certain way. I have to post this many times, da-da-da-da-da. And they're doing it for peanuts. And you guys out there that are sponsored know that. You're getting fucking peanuts. You sell $10,000 worth of product, you're getting $1,000. You get $1,000. That's it, max. You sold $10,000 worth. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's fucking ridiculous. And you're willing to whore yourself out for $1,000. And you gotta do it for 4 different brands. And they're all eventually just gonna be like, you know what? AI does shit. We can just do this with AI. I don't need a fucking person that I need to pay to like do this stuff. I'll create 25 stories in 2 seconds using this AI thing and fucking put them up. And I can inundate the world with content constantly. I don't need to wait for these videos from these guys. And no one cares what they're saying because they're literally bouncing from supplement company to supplement company to clothing brand to clothing brand, and they're just bouncing all over the place in this desperate attempt to stay relevant and hold on to the wealth that they have, right? The limited wealth they have. So it's like I'm saying, like, there's gonna come a day when it all comes crashing to a halt, and it's gonna be like, how are you employable then? Like, hopefully you're in a financial spot where like you're good and you can take care of yourself. I don't wish bad upon people, but like you have to start thinking, how am I employable and how can this translate into the real world? None of you guys that train people online and fucking do your shit on these fucking little videos and stuff, barely any of you have trained anyone in the gym. There's a bunch of people that have, obviously, there's guys that are in the gym every day like me, but a high percentage of these influencer kids and these influencer people, they have not trained people in the gym. They wouldn't even know how to begin a workout. And they didn't even know how to begin to assess what's going on with someone's body because they've never seen anybody move. They've only watched themselves move. And they've only like watched videos about how this should be done and tried stuff on their own. They haven't seen like someone who's spastic trying to like do a barbell row. Like, they're like, whoa, dude, like, we gotta go back to like you just tipping over. Like, we can't get into this thing. And they're gonna be like, well, stand there and tilt your pelvis and keep your chest up at a 30-degree angle and engage your lats. They're like, what's my lats? They don't know what the fuck that is. It's like these things on your back are your lats, right? So it's like, I'm just saying, like, you guys should be very conscious of that. And I don't say this to scare people or wish bad upon them, but like, do you have any employable skills or any skills that transfer over into you being able to make money outside of this like internet world? Because it's all gonna come crumbling down. Like, YouTube's dying, Instagram's fucking a censorship fucking hole and everything, and no one's making money off any of it. Like, no one's making money on YouTube unless they got millions of followers and millions of views. And that's a very small fraction of the population. That's like mega small. So like, if you think that all of a sudden, because you make videos on YouTube and you're getting 10,000 views and stuff, you're making money. Like, if you think $1,500 a month is a lot of money, you're in for you're gonna be homeless. You're not gonna have anywhere to live, dude. Like, you better do something else. It's like, this programming that's being put into these people's minds, like, I just start a YouTube channel and things will blow up for me. It's like, no one cares, dude. You're not talking about anything new. Like, you're telling people how to bench press. They've done it for fucking years. Like, there's 3 million other videos on it. What makes you an authority? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm baffled by it. Like, the people at the top will always do well because they've established their following over time. They have fucking devoted weirdo followers sometimes that just like watch them regardless, or bots, God knows what it is. And it's just like, I kind of feel sorry for people at the end of the day, because I've seen guys that are like around my age who are like, maybe just had a kid, maybe just like fucking had like something bad happen in their life, and they're literally in a financial space where like they can't afford shit, and they're still trying to bodybuild, like as a full-time bodybuilder. And you're like in your mid-30s, and you're making no money at this. So the only way you're making money is selling juice on the side, which is 100% true in most cases of any bodybuilder. Not to be a rat, but that's true. You're making supplement money, supplement contract money, which probably isn't over like $1,000 or $2,000 a month, because they're not paying people like that anymore, unless they're like top guys. And they're paying influencers more. So unless you got 1 million followers, what the fuck are you getting paid? You got fucking 7,500 followers, and they're like, take some product. post about us 25 times this month. It's like, maybe we'll give you money someday. It's just like, and it wasn't even any better when I was younger. So that's why I don't understand why people have this assumption that it's going to be better now. Because the market's flooded with people now. Back when I was younger, there was like a limited amount of people who were like getting sponsorships and like had deals because there wasn't like the exposure to the internet and Instagram and all this shit. But now there's like a dime a dozen. If you don't want no money, he'll take no money, and he'll take exposure, and he'll take free product. So fuck you, I don't need you, I'll let him do it. You guys have about the same followers, like I don't give a shit. It's just about getting my name out there, right? But it's just like I hear these stories about different people, like guys coming up, and I heard a story the other day where one of the is sponsored by a company, and he's been asked to post 3 times in the month about it. He didn't post 3 times, so they didn't pay him, and he bitched about it. It's like, and they're only giving him $500. It's like $500, dude? What can that buy for you? It's like a week of groceries. Literally, it's a week of groceries for a bodybuilder at this point. So it's like you guys are like living in this delusional space. Like this shit's gonna run out one day, whether it's like just the fall of like whatever social media platform is popular, or literally people just don't care and AI takes over everything. Because AI videos cost the company nothing to make, $0. They're instant return on investment on that. Even if they make nothing, they broke even. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know, man. I suggest that you guys and girls work on having a skill other than taking your clothes off and getting on OnlyFans, and maybe understand that like when you're my age and you're like thinking about having money and like living in a house and driving a car, like, and not being homeless, you're not gonna make it off YouTube, bro. Like YouTube ain't it. You're not Sam Sulek. You're not this other guy and this other guy and these guys. Like that's a small fraction. So get that pipe dream out of your head, especially when you're someone that isn't a pro, doesn't have a massive following, doesn't have anything to differentiate themselves between anybody, and you're a puppet. You just say whatever you're supposed to say for your supplement company. Every one of your videos is a supplement company video. You're promoting a product or promoting a fucking wrist wrap or a fucking belt, or you're like, oh, today I'm using my dickhead belt for fucking squats because it keeps my back supported. It's like, use my code. It's like, motherfuckers have like 25 codes and they're making $1,000 off in a month. It's like wild to me. Anyway, yeah, you're all doomed. So.